Powder-Lak, a leader in the powder coating industry of South Africa. Since 1988, Powder-Lak has been serving its growing customer base with excellence and the benefit of years of German-based expertise. The provision of a literal one-stop shop has made Powder-Lak the first choice of South Africa's top powder coating companies. These companies have also come to depend on Powder-Lak's fast response to orders and the reliability of the delivery service. In keeping in step with the way the industry is going, Powder-Lak offers a wide range of consistent powder paint colors, also available in smaller quantities. The company can produce any volume, including small color match batches of only 100 kilograms within 5 working days. There are over 1,000 colors to choose from, and custom colors can be developed to customer specification, including fluorescent colors when required. Powder-Lak have also introduced a color matching computer to ensure consistent batch-to-batch color matching. Since coating with powders was introduced to the industry in the 1960s, their success has been primarily because of the problems associated with other industrial paints. Powder coating was also found to be a more effective method of coating due to its many advantages over wet paints. These include the fact that when applied correctly, 100% of the powder is utilized. The loss incurred due to overspray is avoidable. And the use of pollutants such as thinners is unnecessary. With correctly applied powder, there is no running or sagging. Film thickness is more even, thicker and more durable, providing an end result of a much higher quality. There is less of a fire hazard, therefore resulting in lower insurance costs. And plant costs are further minimized, thanks to lower operating and maintenance costs. But perhaps one of the biggest money savers is the fact that not as much skill is needed and therefore training is less costly. Despite this, there are still some common, easily rectifiable mistakes that are made, and the purpose of this video is to identify these problem areas and to demonstrate the correct or more effective method of getting the most out of powder coating. Powder coating is a chain of coordinated events. If just one link in that chain is weak, the whole process is affected and quality is compromised. The first link in the chain is surfaces. Surfaces that are at all dirty, greasy or rusty spell disaster in the end result. It is essential that the powder adheres well to the surfaces. To achieve this, surfaces must be clean and have suitable corrosion prevention properties. The steel should be degreased or derusted if necessary. Otherwise, it will not provide a suitable base for adhesion of powder. If powder is sprayed on a corroded surface, it's likely to blister and peel off. There might also be a loss of gloss or pinholing after baking. Faults in preparation may also show defects in the powder film itself. If anything goes wrong in the preparation phase, don't powder coat. Rather start again, as in this case. Once the preparation of the surfaces has been successfully completed, the next area to pay special attention to are the gun settings. The amount of powder discharged from the gun determines the charge efficiency. Too much powder means that not all the powder gets charged. This can result in a bad overspray, and it then becomes almost impossible to control the finish of the job. Too little powder and too much dosing air results in too much velocity. This in turn means that the wraparound effect is lost, as in this case. A lower powder output will give a better charge efficiency and ensure good wraparound. A good balance between charge efficiency and powder output is essential to maintain production requirements. This is especially important in the case of recoating. For the first coat, 75 kilovolts should be used, in other words, full voltage. For the second coat, a voltage level of about half that can be used. In all instances of spraying and recoating, returns, bends and corners should be sprayed first. Special care should be taken when spraying tubes and pipes, as the paint will lose its texture if sprayed on too thickly. This is then followed by spraying of the flat areas. The primary object is to achieve a uniform film build to a predetermined film thickness. Remember, always spray the more tricky areas first. Hold the gun at 90 degrees to the surface and keep the surface 100 millimeters from the end of the gun. Use horizontal or vertical strokes and overlap the strokes to ensure uniformity. In the case of recoating, any repair should take place before the second coating. Surfaces should be sanded with 280 grit paper to a matte finish. If there is evidence of grease or finger marks, these should be wiped with a cloth dipped in methylated spirits. The surfaces should also be dust-free. As mentioned earlier, the voltage should be halved to no higher than 40 kilovolts when recoating. Failure to do this will cause buttons on the surface. Cooperation between spray operators is imperative. An agreement should be made as to who sprays which section, so as not to overspray certain areas and neglect others. Earthing must always take place along a clean hook. A dirty hook will result in powder not adhering well to the steel. Examine hooks for a powder buildup and ensure that the conveyor or carrier is earthed. Poor finishes and other problems could also be caused by problems in the air lines. Compressed air develops heat overnight when the compressor is off, and then cooling results in condensation. Water comes into the regulators, the powder and the pipes. Difficulties arise when there's any contamination by oil or water. The powder supply to the guns is restricted, giving rise to problems associated with the finish. Besides clogging of the injector block and the injector sleeve, contaminants in the powder can also cause surging and mud on the gun itself. The gun can be ruined by this, and pipes and regulators may have to be replaced. Essential for even spraying is good booth lighting. As everything in the booth can become coated with the powder, lights should be cleaned regularly. This can even be done with the airline itself. Once spraying is successfully completed, baking can go ahead. In the baking process, the powder melts, then gels, then cures. If this cycle is interrupted at any stage, all the properties of the powder will be rendered inferior. The finish will tend to chip, crack on bending, or even peel off. Correct curing is essential to a quality end product. Standard epoxy polyester, for example, cures at 180 degrees centigrade metal temperature for 15 minutes, or at 200 degrees for 10 minutes. Powder-Lak's low temperature powders offer increased production and a saving in energy. These will cure at 200 degrees centigrade for 2 minutes, or 180 degrees for 5 minutes, or at 160 degrees for 10 minutes. It's also important to note that different gauges of steel need different temperatures to ensure correct curing of the coating. Besides specific attention to the entire preparation, spraying and baking process, good housekeeping is important from start to finish. This avoids cross-contamination of powders and prevents surfaces from being tainted by dust. To ensure good housekeeping at all times, powder not being used should not be stored in the spray area. The plastic bag should be carefully closed and then stored away in a dry area. The floor of the coating shop should be kept clean at all times. Equipment should be cleaned regularly and meticulously. Hanging jigs and hooks should be cleaned regularly to avoid a build-up of powder. Also to be kept clean are conveyor systems and the operator's clothing. It If after all these guidelines have been carefully followed, you still experience a problem, Powder-Lak is there to help you solve it. Powder-Lak is the leading supplier of top-quality powder in South Africa today. It has built its reputation on service and quality, and our problem-solving team are geared to give answers quickly and efficiently, saving you time and money. The company is renowned for its emphasis on customer service and uses advanced technology to maintain a high standard of service excellence and quality products. Development and testing is a continuous process, and an export program to neighboring countries is burgeoning. All in all, Powder-Lak combines the best of European knowledge and product with a wealth of hands-on South African experience to provide the industry in this country with the best of everything: quality, range and service in every aspect of powder technology. Powder-Lak, where quality and service come first.